Hello and welcome to HCS Connects. I'm Kelly Gorel with Hampton City Schools. Today we have Michael Kelly with us, who is the new principal at Phillips Elementary School, home of the Falcons, correct?
That is correct.
Welcome to HCS Connects.
Thank you for welcoming me.
I'm so glad to have you here today. I want to learn a little bit more about you as you're the new principal at Phillips, and also kind of what's going on at Phillips this year. So let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, where did you grow up? Where did you go to school? How did you make it to Hampton City Schools?
Sure, absolutely. So I grew up in New York. My parents and I lived in upstate New York. I was there till I was 18, and then I went away to college to be a musician.
Okay.
After my 4 years at university, I joined the Marine Corps band as a musician, and after that, we made it to Virginia. It was when we were living in Northern Virginia. I received 2 master's degrees from George Mason University, one in special education and the other in education leadership.
Okay.
So I started my career up in Northern Virginia with Fairfax County Public Schools, and then, wouldn't you know, my wife wanted to stay in the military. So that's what's kind of brought us all around the country. I've been an administrator in Illinois, I've been a principal in California, and now we're back in Virginia, where I've been here 6 years working with Hampton City Schools. I've been at Smith, Kraft, Cooper, and now Phillips. Oh, and don't forget Asbury. But I'm currently now the principal at Phillips, and we're having a great time there and just kicking off the year to a wonderful start.
Well, you really are the world, at least, have you been overseas as well?
Yes, I've been probably to about 20 countries on 4 different continents.
Holy cow. Well, I can't keep up with that. I wish I could. No. But so you made a comment that you're a musician. Ironically, I've interviewed several principals who went to college for musicians. So what do you play?
I do play the clarinet. So I recently have purchased a bass clarinet. My wife wasn't very happy with that because I don't practice it as much as I know I should. But it's still fun. It's one of those skills that no matter how old you get, it's something that you can always take with you.
Oh, excellent. And you said your wife is in the military. Is she still in the military?
She is still currently in the military. She's in the Air Force. She participates in the Armed Forces Band at Langley. So we're very excited. She plays the French horn. If you ever see, the Langley Band playing, she is in there. She's in the back normally. But it's a good experience, and they do great things for the community. They
really do. And what year did you come to Hampton?
I came to Hampton in 2020.
Okay, so in 2020, right at that COVID time, we actually, as a school division, did a virtual performance with the Langley band.
Oh, excellent.
So I don't know if you've seen that, but it was really, really cool, where they had all the different squares and they had the instruments going and the kids were singing. It was a really neat production, because at that point we were trying to, figure out, how do we stay engaged with the community?
Right. How
do we still do wonderful, neat things for the students? So that was a really great opportunity. I don't know if your wife was here yet for that.
It's very possible. There were a lot of roadblocks on how to connect, but there were also some really great behind-the-scenes ideas on how to actually make things happen. So I'm glad that did happen for
her. It was really great. You'll have to go back and look at it, see if she's in there at all. So you've been from the West Coast to the East Coast and in between. What do you enjoy about Hampton?
One thing I enjoy about Hampton is that there's a little bit of everything here. It's got a big military presence, which our family is very used to that, but there are wonderful activities. We have a 10-year-old child,
okay,
and we moved here when he was entering school. So, there's the Virginia Living Museum, there's all these museums and activities for kids to participate in. We love being around the ocean, going to the beach. So, really, if you just enjoy being out and about, Hampton City and the surrounding Hampton Roads area really does have everything that you would want to grow a family in.
I agree. I've been here pretty much most of my life and have raised my family here as well. But we always talk about it's a great place to live, play, and work, because there's so many opportunities. And like you said, we've got so many different beaches, so many different museums, different musical venues. There's just so much to do in the city of Hampton, especially in the city of Hampton. I think every weekend there's a festival. I always feel like there's a festival either downtown or Phoebus or Mill Point. So there is a really great thing, and the schools are great.
Absolutely.
I was going to say, you better say absolutely.
I agree with that.
So tell us about Phillips. What have you enjoyed about Phillips so far?
So the one thing that I've really enjoyed about Phillips is meeting all the new people, whether it's staff, students, or families. I'm a very relationship-centered person, and that's one of the things that I've realized in my time in education. The stronger relationships you build with your stakeholders, the better results you end up getting, and just the more enjoyable work is. Nobody likes to go to work and to be a grump or to just have a tough day. Those happen, but it's the people that you can lean on and the goals that you set for yourself that really do make the work that much more enjoyable.
And I will say with Hampton City Schools, we put a very strong emphasis on climate and culture, because it really goes down to that climate and culture, those relationships, that social emotional learning, the tips that teachers get to use in their classrooms, our climate and culture coaches at our schools. We really do value relationships and realize it's going to be a great place if you've got good relationships.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that statement.
So anything special happening at Phillips in the near future, or you've just had at Phillips?
Well, we just recently had our back to school night event.
Okay.
It was a pretty good turnout. I do know when we had the Meet the Teacher meet and greet event, we had the line of families just going around the corner into the neighborhood. But this past event that we just had last Monday, it was really nice. We had all of our staff able to show parents what they can expect from their child, the curricular expectations, what the classroom looks like. And not only that, we were able to actually get a musical guest to provide some entertainment on the second half of our event, Miss Roberta Lee, and she was fantastic. The children and her actually composed a song right on the spot.
Oh, wow.
So she was a really great person to get the audience involved. So I believe that the families really did enjoy their time with us. We enjoyed having them come out. We do have a great PTA. We have a new board, and we are looking for members to join the PTA. So parents, and even if you're not a parent in our school, but you're in a neighborhood, you can always join our PTA. It is $10, but all of those proceeds do go to students. We do have a trunk or treat event coming up later on in October, and I know that our PTA is very excited to get our community and students together for that type of event.
So a few of our elementary schools are having trunk or treats. I've asked all the principals so far, are you dressing up? So will you be dressing up?
I probably will. I have a Harry Potter costume that I bring out every year.
So are you Harry Potter?
No, I am not, because I could not get a Gryffindor cape, but I do have a Ravenclaw one. So I'm a student, but the wonderful thing about Ravenclaw is that house represents learning, and it's just perfect for what school is.
Look at you. Such the elementary principal hat on right now.
Wonderful.
So back to the PTA, why should someone join the PTA?
That's a really great question. Number one, somebody should join the PTA because it gets you involved in what your child's doing. But the nice thing about the PTA, those are experiences that parents can be involved in, that kids can be involved in, and teachers that make school and that experience so well-rounded. I bet you could ask any kiddo, what do they remember from their last year of school? And it's probably going to be an event that didn't have anything to do with learning about reading and writing. It's probably something that was more fun in nature and that included their families, because it's all about those connections from before. So that is really the main focus of what PTA does. It provides additional experiences and supports for our children to make sure that they endeavor to want to stay active in school and to just enjoy it as much as possible.
So if I'm a Phillips parent or guardian or grandmother or aunt, uncle, cousin, and I'd like to join the PTA, how would I go about doing that?
That's a great question. It's actually very easy. You can go to our Phillips website. You could just go to Google, put in Phillips Elementary School. That'll bring you right to our main page. One of our links that's on the left-hand side of the screen is for the PTA.
Okay.
And once you get to that PTA site, there's a flyer that says Join PTA. Once you click on that, it brings you right to the website that you can join. And you don't have to come in, but if you'd like to come in and you need assistance, we'd be more than happy to do that as well in our main office.
Well, excellent. So, we talked about what you enjoyed the most about Phillips, and you were Cooper before for, was it 3 years?
2 years.
2 years as an assistant principal. So you've got that elementary background. What have you been the most surprised about so far as being, I know you've been a principal before, but now you're a principal in Hampton City Schools. What have you been the most surprised about so far?
I guess one of the things that I'd say I am the most surprised about is no matter where you are, kids are always the same. So buildings change, faces change, but challenges, successes, and excitement never does change. It's always, you're always going to find something great to do in your building and great people to do it with. You just have to find your niche and find the people around you that are of the same mind and want to do the same types of great things. And I know that is definitely something we do have at Phillips. So I'm very excited to be with them this year, and I look forward to growing with them throughout the year, because Phillips is just going to keep continuing to get better and better, and our kids are just going to succeed to their most positive trajectory.
Well, I will say I absolutely love that response. And for the listening audience, you didn't get the questions beforehand, so you weren't able to practice that or come up with a candid response whatsoever. So that was just on the fly, and I mean, it was so genuine that, it doesn't matter, the faces change, but that excitement's still there, and they're still kids.
Absolutely, and that's what I wholeheartedly feel.
All right, so as we wrap up, we've talked a lot about Phillips, we've talked a little bit about you, but I've got one last question for you. It's really hard.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. What is one thing that nobody knows about Michael Kelly?
I am an adventurous person. My wife might disagree, but once she gets me somewhere, I am quite adventurous, and my wife and we are planning to retire to Iceland.
Oh.
We do like the environment, the fact that you can basically drive anywhere and there's going to be a hot spring you can get out and get into it and relax. We're just looking to slow down as we age a little bit. We become more seasoned because we both lead pretty hectic lives. So that's our final journey, hopefully, in the next 10 years or so, is to retire and move overseas.
So Iceland is on my bucket list. Are you going to open up like a little bed and breakfast that we can come visit you?
You can always come and visit, but I don't plan on working.
I'm working at that point.
I plan on sitting in hot springs.
Well, we'll see you sitting in hot springs like 10 plus years down the road. As of right now, you're still at Phillips. I'm going to stay at Phillips. So thank you so much for being here today and sharing more about yourself, as well as Phillips Elementary and those goals of getting to Iceland.
And thank you for having me.
And thank you for joining us on HCS Connects. Remember, it's easy to stay connected.